One, two, three, the lawn feed.
What's going on, everybody? It is Vince with Rooted Lawn Co. I have Andrew, the Dad Bod Lawn, and Chris Opitz Mow Time. We are the Lawn Feed. Thanks so much for joining into this episode. We have a special guest with us, Justin, the Lawn Whisperer. The Lawn Whisperer is with us tonight. So we're going to get into that. If you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to us. If you're listening in the car through the podcast, we appreciate you. Leave us a review while you're at it. And lastly, circle back, go check out our merch store. We have a bunch of lawn swag there. And speaking of lawn swag, we have a special edition t-shirt right now. It is the Opitz Mow Time and Mowing with Boobies t-shirt. It's a special right now for breast cancer awareness. Check out the story behind that with Chris and his wife. Right now, we are donating $10 from every sale to Medivivor, a nonprofit organization for metastatic breast cancer survivors and support. So be sure to check out that, donate to a good cause, and have an awesome t-shirt to rock while you're mowing the lawn. So circling back, we have Justin, the Lawn Whisperer. If you don't know him already, you must be living under a rock because he is coming in at a whopping 114,000 YouTube subscribers.
Is it that many?
It's that many, man.
I didn't even know that.
You've been
I've been hiding under a rock.
You've been hiding under a rock, and you don't even.
You have a reason to, which we'll get to.
But yeah, 114,000 YouTube subscribers. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
You also run your Instagram channel, and you have a landscape company that's actually like legit, not just your lawn that you take videos of. So we're going to dive into that a little bit more. So again, thank you so much, Justin, for being here on this Lawn Feed podcast today.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, this is good. It's going to be a good time. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's really great to have you, man. So let's hear some more about you, Justin. We found out, you have a landscape company, a successful YouTuber, obviously. You're a father. How many kids do you have?
I am a full-blown girl dad. I've got 3 girls, and girls, let's go. Yep, so girl dad all the way.
That's awesome. My first one was a girl, and you get excited about having a kid. And I think as a guy, you always wish it's a boy, and then it's a girl, and it is such an amazing thing to have a daughter. It really is. It's until you actually have one, you can't really explain it, right?
Yeah, I can't really say what it's like to have a boy, but
right.
I know what it's like to have a girl, and I wouldn't change it for anything.
They're crazier than the girls,
at
least when they're
firestorm is what it's like.
It is. Well, as you know, man, we do what's called wins and losses as a parent or as a dad. Do you have any recent wins and losses as a father that you can share with us, whether funny or serious, whatever?
I would say my biggest win, just as a dad in general, is the fact that I can turn on The Office and my kids automatically recognize the theme song and they know I'm watching The Office. Biggest win I could ever have.
That's good parenting.
Yeah. But no, I mean, like everybody, I have wins and losses every single day. And my goal at the end of the day is to have my wins outweigh the losses. And I think that, you guys can probably all relate to that. Dads in general can relate to that. But people who take care of their lawn also can relate to that, because I feel like lawn care is the same way. There's wins and losses, and you always just want the wins to outweigh the losses at the end of the day.
No doubt.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, hey, let's get into the lawn side of things. You have some exciting stuff happening in your life with this new house that you're building, and I've been following along with the process. It looks like you guys are really coming along well. Can you kind of just talk us through what's going on? So if people don't know, you guys sold your house, what, 6 months ago?
In December. Yeah,
December. Oh, wow. That's coming up almost to a year then. So
it's crazy.
It's been a while. So you guys have been living with somebody else. Just talk us through, kind of give us the spark notes, all that, and kind of give us the rundown of what's coming for your channel and the new house.
Yeah. So it's about two and a half years ago. My wife and I just decided we wanted to buy a piece of property kind of out of the blue. and we found this spot in the middle of the woods. So we got 3 acres, and then wasn't the right time to build. And then, of course, 2.5 years ago wasn't the right time to build. So why not build whenever it's in the middle of everything being inflated? And so, yeah, we decided to sell our house in December, made some pretty good money on it, and went ahead with the build. And we've been renting a condo. So I have a patch of grass that is about that big. But I don't even get to take care of it because it's an HOA and they hire someone else to do it. So I have no grass since December, which is kind of depressing to think about. But we are pretty, I think we're about a month out from being able to complete the house. And so I'm really excited. It's been a stressful, busy, crazy year, just for everything going on. But I can see the end in sight, and I'm ready to get a lawn in and get moving forward with all that stuff. So I've been watching all you guys on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube all year. And I mean, I am living through everyone else that I'm watching with taking care of their lawns and all that stuff, because I don't have my own lawn to take care of.
So are you just going to keep it like dirt until spring, or what's your plan with that?
I think so. My original plan was to go ahead and plant the lawn, but we're kind of getting past the point of being able to do it the way I want to do it. So I think I'm going to try to throw down maybe some annual rye here in the next couple of weeks and hope something comes in, just so it's not a mud pit.
Some K31.
Yeah, something that'll pop up fast and I can just kill it off in the spring and plant what I want. If nothing pops up, I'll probably have to put straw down, at least around the house, where maybe we'll go outside in the winter, just so it's not a complete mud bath every time we go out there in the winter. But
right.
Yeah.
How many square feet are you looking at for a lawn?
I think lawn space will be about 20,000, somewhere in there, 18 to 20,000. I didn't want to have too big of a lawn, because you get too big of a lawn and then it becomes kind of more of a job to manage than it is fun. And I have a lot of plans for what I want to do with the 3 acres besides lawn with the kids anyway. So I think 18 to 20,000 would be good. And then we'll have a lot more space to enjoy as well.
Nice.
The most important question of the night, you threw a survey out, and I think the dead of like spring, I was in there like a foot of snow, and you said, what grass type should I plant alongside the drive?
Mm-hmm.
Have you decided?
What did you vote?
I don't remember.
I think I only vote Kentucky bluegrass.
And I think I only voted
situations.
perennial rye.
Okay.
Sissy.
Yeah.
So real quick, what grass types do you have? Vince, you have bluegrass
and perennial rye mix.
and perennial rye.
I have a smorgasbord.
You got it
a
all?
little bit of everything. Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
And I'm 50-50 Kentucky blue and perennial rye.
Okay. So I think what I've decided, there's kind of 3 different sections. There's my main lawn. There's a strip that leads down the driveway. There's a main road, and then I have like a 300-yard gravel driveway. It's a pretty long gravel driveway. And then I've got this spot out by the road. And so I think out by the road, I'm going to do fescue because it won't get watered ever. I think next to the driveway, I'm going to try, it gets a lot of shade, so I'm going to try some fine fescues and things like that to try and make some content on growing grass in the shade. And I think my main lawn is probably going to be Kentucky bluegrass.
See, that's the kicker, because normally you would just do like all tall fescue unless like your main lawn was Kentucky blue, because tall fescue cultivars now are awesome in the shade as well.
Yeah.
But I like how you want to go with fine fescue, because now we're back into the YouTube realm, and we want to make content, and that seems to be a trending topic. Of some of the fine fescue cultivars are really nice.
Yeah, they are, and they can be mowed really low as well. So there's that aspect of it. So I'm trying to get a little bit of everything down there just to test out on my own, because like you said earlier, I have a lawn business, and so I like to test things out that I can use in the business as well. And then just people search on YouTube and they want to learn as well. And so if I can give them any insight, use this grass type here or don't use this grass type here, I want to be able to provide that info.
Yeah. So speaking on that, the business side of things, it how does that relate back to what you do? I mean, obviously, I think you just answered it a little bit, but like, how does that relate back to like your personal space in your lawn? Like, are you using the same products, that you would recommend in your business, vice versa? How does that whole thing work for you?
I use a lot of the same products, the bulk of it, but um, some of the products I use on my lawn, and I had a smaller lawn before. They're not as cost effective, I guess, to buy in bulk,
Sure.
and so I try to find similar products that give the same results, but may not be the exact same. So I like to use a lot of humic acid and molasses in my lawn, especially in the summertime,
Hmm.
and so using the product that I use on my lawn might not be the best to buy in bulk because it's going to cost more money, but going and finding something that you can buy in bulk, but a homeowner might not buy because it's just too much money up front. Um, and so, for example, I was talking to someone the other day. When it comes to insect control, I like to use bifenthrin on my lawn. I'm assuming we've all used that or know what it is. You can go buy a bottle of it for $20 and it's going to last you all season. Whereas in my business, it doesn't have as long a residual. I don't want to go do repeat applications as much. I want to spread that out. So I'm going to use something like a Celiprin, where a bottle of that is like $1,000 up front, but it's going to last you a lot longer. But a homeowner's not going to pay $1,000 for a bottle of bug juice, essentially, to
Right.
kill bugs. So I try to find similar products, but just more cost effective, I guess.
Yeah. Right on.
Yeah.
And are you strictly on like the maintenance side on the business side? What, I guess, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I started out mowing, strictly mowing, and then I got my applicator license, started adding lawns there for fertilizing and doing weed control, and then
Nice.
getting I got certified to do mosquitoes, and
Wait, so you need a license to spray?
in Indiana you do.
I think almost everywhere you do.
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
there's a couple states that you don't, but most of them do.
Yeah.
Probably North Dakota. Actually, they
uh,
probably are stricter than most with
yeah.
that stuff.
And so, yeah, then I moved into the fertilization and weed control side, and that's the side that really interests me. I mean, if you can imagine, you go mow a lawn, it's the same every week, right? Which I love mowing lawns. I love striping lawns. I love showing up, and then you basically you're making tall grass short. But being able to diagnose a problem or put together a plan based off a soil test or something is just something that I just love that. So being able to turn a crappy dirt patch into a nice thick weed free lawn is something that really gets me going, I guess. So
It's a little different, right? Because
yeah,
it actually takes some thought and
It's challenging a little bit.
yeah,
yeah, it's different every single time. No,
yeah.
that's really cool. How from and I guess where do you started to where you're at now? I guess how long have you guys been? How long have you been doing? Are you in it with anybody else? How many lawns do you guys do? And um, yeah, kind
Yeah.
of how's it scaled? And then like follow up question, like what would you recommend for someone wanting to like start that? Right?
Yeah. Yeah, so I've been, let's see, I've been mowing lawns for I think it's 7 or 8 years now. So not a real long time, but fully solo. And I actually started before I was a firefighter. I had a 9 to 5 desk job, and just had my super recycler, and I would go cut some lawns after work just to make some extra money, and because I enjoyed it. So I would say. Uh, I think I have about 45 lawns total. So I don't have as many lawns as a lot of people do, but as a side gig, it's pretty good. It makes me some pretty good money on the side. So,
Yeah.
um,
That's a
yeah,
lot of lawns.
I was
It
about
is.
to say that seems
Yep.
like a lot for me to do solo on the side.
What's
Well,
your
it's
average? What's your average square foot lawn? Are they all? Because the one you post a lot, with the big stripes, it's like on the hill.
yeah.
Are they all that size, or are you mowing some of these smaller lawns too?
Most of all the lawns I mow are about that size. That's
Oh wow.
22,000 square feet. Takes me
Wow.
about 40 minutes or so, start to finish, weed eat, edge, blow everything. So yeah, I think the average lawn I have is probably around 20,000 square feet or so.
How
That's
many
awesome.
hours do you work at? Are you still doing the firefighting then? Is that still your main job?
Yeah, so main gig is a firefighter, and I work 24 hours on, 48 off. So I'm there every third day. I think an average week is 48 to maybe 72 hours. One week I'd work 48, the next week I'd work 72, and so on.
But you clump them together like 24 hours at a time. So like
Yeah,
that's nice. That leaves a lot of time. I'm assuming you could probably get your schedule up ahead and you know quite a bit ahead of
yeah. I
time.
usually have it planned out so I can leave the fire station at 7, go home, try to get my kids ready and off to school, and then I'll go load my mower up and then go out and mow until usually about 4 or so, then come home and
It's actually a
spend
pretty
time with the
sweet gig
family.
for what you're trying to do. Like it
It
leaves you a lot of free time while the kids are at school to do that. So that's good.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. It's good. I don't have to do it after work anymore. I get off work and go mow lawns for the rest of the night and miss time with the family.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, here's my next question for you. I mean, we all know about your injury that you suffered. So I guess tell us a little bit about that. But like, what's going on with your business since you've been sidelined?
Yeah. So the injury, for those of you who don't know, I lacerated my Achilles tendon, cut all the way through it on some sheet metal, which is fun. I can't look at sheet metal ever again. I hear the word metal in it; it just makes me cringe. Uh,
Metal.
Sheet. Oh, sheet.
and so my lawns currently, the mowing side, my brother has been awesome and has been doing it for me, taking over. And basically, the spray side of my business, I basically had to send out an email saying I wasn't going to be able to finish because, like I said, you have to be licensed in Indiana to do that stuff, and it's hard to find someone who's licensed who isn't already doing their full slate
Mm-hmm.
of that kind of stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
just kind of have to push that off to next year, which I'm really bummed because I just picked up 5 baseball fields to do,
Oh
and I
wow.
was really excited about that. Where my kids
Nice.
play softball at, we have 5 fields there, and they wanted me to start treating them, and because I won that bid, and I wanted to document it on YouTube and make a full series of getting those fields in shape, and then bam, right before I was going to spray, like literally the next day, it was happened on Sunday. Monday, I was going to go start. This happened, but they're cool with it. I'm going to start next year, so
Yeah.
have some good content there.
No
That's
doubt.
awesome. That would have been, yeah, it'd been real cool. So I'm excited for next year when you're up
You got
and
a lot of
running
new
and
stuff
spraying
coming down
again.
the pipeline. A lot
Yeah,
of cool stuff.
a lot of stuff and not enough time. You guys know how that is.
What's time?
Yeah,
What's sleep?
yeah, exactly. So if someone's wanting to start their own business, kind of like I did, whether it's a side hustle or I guess a full-time gig, um, I started out, I worked 9 to 5. I would come home, use my Toro Super Recycler, it's a 21-inch push mower. I would load it up in the back of my truck and I would go mow lawns. And I would cut. It's probably looking back, that mower was too small for some of the lawns I was mowing, but I did it. And really, when it comes down to it, you just have to start. You don't need any fancy equipment. I know you watch these guys on Instagram, TikTok, and you see all the world of social media as the fancy equipment. You just start. You don't need to go out and buy any high dollar piece of equipment. Work your way to that. I remember I mowed for probably 2 or 3 years before I put in a bid for a contract on this one street. There were 6 houses and owned by the same guy, and I shot him a price, and he said, "Yep, let's do it." And I went out the next week and I bought my zero turn mower because I felt like I had finally earned it. So um,
Well,
you
that
just have to
I was
start.
gonna ask you about that because what what's important, or explain route density. So if someone wants to start, and you said you had a score of those 6 houses in a row. When I first started, I had a new development, so I was only in that development. So explain why route density is important for maybe a new beginner, or let alone just a company at all.
Yeah. Well, so when I first started, I had zero clue what route density was. And looking back, I knew I was driving, 15, 20 minutes between houses. And you think about that 15, 20 minutes, you could mow an entire lawn during that time, And so, like you said, a whole development, if you have 10 houses on the same street or within, a 2-minute drive versus you have 10 houses and it takes you 10 minutes to drive between each one, that's a lot of time that's wasted. You could mow those 10 yards in 2 hours, or you could mow those 10 yards in 4 or 5 hours. And so the time is money. And so really, when you look at it, the money you're making is going to be much greater per hour if the route is much more dense.
Time is
How does that
money.
work how does that work when your new place? You're obviously moving, right? So are you in the same area than where you used to be?
Our house is about 15 minutes south of where we were before. And I have a few yards actually within 2-3 minutes of our new house.
Oh, nice.
But then, so I do those, and they'll have to go and drive. I will have to drive about 10 minutes, and then I'll have, 6 right there next to each other, and then I'll go to another spot. So
There you go.
yeah,
It's cool.
not too
That's
bad.
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
We're in a great spot. Our house is going to be in a great spot. We're tucked back in the woods far enough where nobody can see us, but we can drive up the road, and there's a neighborhood and kids and all that kind of stuff my kids can enjoy.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
It looks like there's some cool progress being made. I'm excited for you and your family. That's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, you
We're
guys have
excited.
done a lot of that work too. I've been pretty impressed kind of following along about like how much you guys have done versus hiring somebody to do it.
Yeah.
It's you guys have been doing a lot of the stuff yourselves.
Yeah, we've done quite a bit of it, and that's kind of probably the hardest thing about this injury is, we were ready to finish the house, and now I can't really do much, but my dad is still in charge of doing a lot of it, and it's really helpful though. We have really good friends and my brother and everybody who's been able to come over and help out.
Yeah, I've never been able to understand people that move states, and start to raise a family. Like you have no support system. Like raising kids with no support system is hard enough.
Yeah.
And now with your situation, trying to build a house, trying to keep a business alive, I mean, you've been leading on that pretty hard. So that's pretty cool that you have that, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So the Lawn Whisperer, you also have product line too. So where is a good? What's a couple quick products that you could recommend to someone to try out on their lawn, and where can they find those products? Where's the best place for them to go?
Well, I would say if someone's starting out, just go get something from the big box store that's cheap and throw it down and see how it works. But if you want to try my stuff specifically, I have something called the Whisperer Pack that I like. It's low input in terms of low nitrogen, but it's got good beneficial stuff for the soil because I'm a big proponent of building the soil up. And that will take care of the grass in the long run. But that is available on my website, THELAWNWhisperer.net. I've got other stuff on there as well, not just products because I don't want to seem like I'm trying to sell you anything. But if you want to find more about me, go to THELAWNWhisperer.net. That's got links to my YouTube channel and all that stuff. My Instagram sucks compared to these guys. I can't get into the reels. I can't seem to be consistent with that and figure that stuff out. But I watch all you guys, and you guys do an awesome job, and I'm jealous. Every time I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to do that, and then I don't ever do that. But
yeah, you got 114,000 people that care about you on YouTube. I think you're doing okay.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. Guys, go check out his website. Check out his stuff. If you want to use some of those products in your lawn, like he said, go for it. If not, big box store, wherever, just start throwing some stuff down and learning along the way. We appreciate you guys so much. So if you stuck around this long, we are going to give you a promo code for our shop. It's Brad15, which will get you 15% off anything on our store. So head over there to TheLawnFeed.com. And until the next time, Chris, Andrew, I mean, you're going to start following the Lawn Whisperer. So the Lawn Whisperer and myself, we'll see you in the next one.
See you
Bye.
guys.
Hey, real quick though, my beard looks way better than Vince's.
I
It
wasn't
does.
mentioned.
I can
It's
attest
thick.
to that.
It's thick.
I'm throwing down the Whisperer pack on
Oh
it.
yeah,
huh?
I mean,
Thick.
come on.
I mean, it's a little patchy up here, but
I could take care of that.
does yours connect from your? Oh, look at that!
Wow.